afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, the only sanctioned source of comedy to entertainment, your only trustworthy place to go look for entertainment. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya. In the north, it is TR Lucky fighting for the Soviet Union, socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the Red Army, taking on the role here of the 5th. Actually, the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps here with shock rifle, Lend Lease, and airborne troops. Versus the south, it is swaths fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, with German infantry, storm doctrine, and mechanized assault. Forming up here, the 7th Panzer Division here, also with infantry Panzerfaust, so there's still infantry there. Also, big thanks to May I Be Me for donating and supporting the Propagandacast. I'm to keep doing what I do on a daily basis, and of course, big thanks to my Patreon pages who also do that, of course. Big thanks to you, you're part of my company here, and if you wish to support, you can also donate or pledge your Patreon via the links in the video description. With that message out of the way, we're back to action. We got a dull pioneers there for Forest, likely a tier 2 rush, which has become a bit more popular with the Wehrmacht again, either by going for assault grenadiers and then taking it fast, or just, cover pioneers, machine guns, then take fast, usually then follow up with fast panzer grenadiers. We got continuing up here, sandbags here, very consistent, I think, being thrown down there by Lucky, very good. Quickly ultimate up aggressively, try and harass Forest's early game, possibly in anticipation of such a move, since obviously if you're rushing in with the no grenadiers, you are going to be more vulnerable to such incursions here, as Lucky is actually going to versus Forest. So already we can sort of see the mind games going on here. 3rd conscript there for Lucky and the Red Army. A Guards Mechanized Corps was roughly one of the most elite units the Soviet Army had. So, a little fun fact there. This is an Western point here. Might have wiped themselves a bit stuck. They can build with the sandbags. MD42 as a conscript. Then awkward setup there. And this is a machine gun nearby. The machine gun should be outmaneuvered here by Lucky's conscripts. Rough start here again. This is sort of one of the weaknesses of heavy machine gun building the tier 2 rush. Like, you can end up like marching and blinding without being able to respond properly to what's going on there. So, good start here for Lucky so far. Forest's situation a bit awkward. Of course, he's taking up fast, and he will be followed up with the Panther. This, of course, will then be sort of picking up the slack. There we go. The Mantic Axis conscript here with the 2nd MD42 pioneers charging in to sweep out the Soviets. There, MD4 needs to get moving. We got conscript towards the center. MD4 remains here. Of course, need to be careful not to expose itself too much. As for Lucky's base, nothing further going on there. Could go for more conscripts. Could go for medics. Could go for Molotovs, since there's a lot of machine guns. So Molotovs are really good for when you flank the machine guns. You just push them away fast. Engineers being caught here, but of course we got the conscript moving in here. Forest MD42, of course, in a very exposed position. Will need to retreat and get back over here. Tech up almost done. In the west, we got him forward with the conscript by the western point, threatening to harass the fuel point there, but wasn't able to suppress them. Now he's going to get harassed there. Could try and pop into the shed here, form up a small fortified point, concentrate into the building. No flamethrowers here. Tech done. Forest will be able to go here for the Panzer Grenadier. We got the M40 up here, coming up here, threatening again. Once more, Forest's card point. And we got the field infirmary up here for Lucky. More conscript on the way there. Back here, MD42 moving westwards. Card on the back to be threatened here for Forest. MD42 up here by the well to deal with the conscripts out the building. And of course, quickly flanked by the conscripts, but likely they're just going to stick to the card point. But there you go, caught with MD42, not anticipating that one. He risked getting suppressed there. Pioneers routed, lots of action here. MD42's grabbed here, not worried about this area, but has exposed this area. Bit risky there for Forest. MD42, those are conscripts, being flanked slid steadily, need to get their machine gun up. Panzer Grenadiers caught, finding there for Forest, clearly a bit caught up here in the action. Lucky got this pump company up there. After having a read in the situation, I may try and go for some maximum to help deal with the Panther Grenadiers, or go for more to deal with the machine guns, so a few options there. He may also consider field guns in case he's also worried about fast vehicles here from Forest, which of course could give Lucky a bit of a hard time as well, depending on the circumstances. All the way comes to using the buildings, punishing the machine guns there for not occupying the prime real estate. Machine gun in the east continued to move up there on its own. Pretty risky play there of Forest. One mistake and you could end up handing over that machine gun to Comrade Stalin. Like to make a nice company down there. Machine gun here being outmaneuvered. We got the Panzer this time around to assist, plus the other machine gun sending up. No sign of Molotovs yet here for Lucky. There you go. Caught with the MD42 and the Panzer Grenadiers. Heavy fire rains down upon them. Force the counter there to the ground and into retreat. There's the 2nd machine gun joins in as well into this symphony of death. Machine gun up here, sending up aggressively again. Really bold play there for this. Outmaneuvers. Lucky was clearly too focused on just trying to hit his opponent's resources. So I suppose good maneuver there for us. Of course, still very risky, but it pays off. Obviously, it pays off big time. Meanwhile, though, Lucky taking advantage of the situation, got here to push for the fast tank command. Could try and rush out a fast anti-aircraft tactic versus Forest. He could find himself in a bad spot versus that. Of course, it may just go for the more conventional T-70 light tank. Still no sign of doctrine from either side. Troops have been forcing healing. In theory, he could actually go for Storm Doctrine to use the ambush chaining of the machines. I mean, that many machine guns plus pound gun of these do benefit nicely from the ambush camouflage. So that could be a nice little pick there for Fortress. MG4 moving up here. Got a movement here, and we got the fuel pond there being defended here by the MG4 2. Comes trying to win here. Getting hosed down with the MG4 2 at reasonable range, so they will soon be able to get out the arc of fire. That is, unless they get pinned first, in which case they won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Bunker up here for Fortress. Back in base here. No further indication there. Again, could be the half-tech, could be the T-70. Both viable options here for Lucky, depending on how, well, lucky he feels and how bold. And Constantly there, finally retreating in front of the MG42, having taken sufficient casualties to realise they're not going to go anywhere. Except turn early grave if they stick around. There you go. Lucky does commit to a fast half-tech. It's going to be the anti-aircraft half-tech. That's going to be a tricky bit here for Fortress to deal with in the early game. Will be a tricky bit. Machine gun reposition, obviously expecting a push from the north now. Nice work there. Stealthy's done his part, then delaying Lucky's fuel income there to bring up and flanking the conscripts. Now to tank grenade, so he can't get more aggressive, though of course Fortress doesn't know that, and he's probably not going to assume that because that'd be silly. Another 2-2 on the way there. That can work best the half-tech. Probably doesn't know he needs it, but it will be handy. And there you go, half-tech out there, the M5 equipped there with the anti-aircraft mount. So that way, shred Fortress's infantry to, well, you know, shreds. Plus, of course, deal with the 2-2. The 2-2-2s can deal with the anti-aircraft half-tech reasonably well. The one will be in a bit of trouble. You got Telemines down there. That's ultimately helpful there versus Lucky. 2-2 moving in aggressively here. Anti-aircraft half-tech almost good to go to further pressuring here. Lucky's right flank. He's found himself losing ground here to the fascists, to the German army as Fortress moves through the once golden fields of Langraskaya. And there you go, half-tech on here for the 2-2 and vice versa. Doing some nasty damage there. Second 2-2 moving in, of course, versus 2-2-2s. The anti-aircraft half-tech will have to play considerably more carefully unless he wishes to risk getting destroyed here. He will probably go for a field gun next. I imagine here to deal with the 2-2s. Would certainly be a solid pick here. Half-tech again, he mentions once it tears into the 2-2 there with its quad 50 caliber. There you go, down to less than half health in a matter of seconds. Doing ambitious damage there, in fact, close to virtually 2, or closing in 2-2, or virtually 2 there rapidly. All the 2s, they're just messing up with the brain. There you go, almost got one tank grenade off as well. There, constant there, almost wiped out. 2-2 down, explodes in a shower of shrapnel and sparks of the 50 caliber rounds. Just turn the interior into, well, aluminum foil decorations. And there you go, Lucky in a surprise move goes here for Lend Lease Tactics. An interesting pick there which you rarely see. Has access to the M4C Sherman, or also known as the MCHA. You got the Dishka heavy machine gun, you got the half-tech assault group, you got LS supply drops, and you got the conscript repair kits. We'll have to see where Lucky goes with this. But certainly MCHAs, or the M4C Shermans, can be quite potent if you know how to handle them. In particular, they gain enough veterancy, they become incredibly powerful versus German armor. And they're pretty cost effective at that. And we got Storm Doctrine here for Fortress, so it's Lend Lease Tactics versus Storm Doctrine. That is not a matchup we've seen in quite some time, to put it very mildly. Machine gun engineers trying to keep around at the engineer options being unleashed here. Forcing the machine gun out there. Quick get a white and fat, and then turn on the other machine gun here, which will turn to be bad news for Fortify going for the ambush attack. Camouflage, and there you go, machine gun down. Big win there for Lucky. Big win. Not so lucky for Fortress. He's trying with his luck without them before 2. That's not going to work out. That could be a second loss there for Fortress and the German army here. 7th Panzer Division needs to get his men out of there fast. 2-2 moving in. Machine gun there, hold off here by Lucky's conscripts. Half-tech charging in there. Veteran 2, 5 kills, and half fate to Veteran 3 already. Lucky is hitting half the anti-aircraft. Half-tech only showing what he can do to an unprepared Wehrmacht player. And certainly right now, Fortress is also very crucially still shot on infantry. He only has 1 Panzer Grenadier escort, which is definitely cutting it a bit closer. Half-tech, though, bypasses the pack. 2-2 down. This means actually now Fortress's right flank is in some deep sauerkraut. He has no way of stopping this anti-aircraft. I hope it gets, you know, stuck in front of the pack 40 through poor pathing. And otherwise he's going to lose the pack. Machine gun setting up then with this. He backs off there, rapidly vanishing into the fog of war here. Fortress mans the pack 40, shoots, almost gets it. But Lucky's half-track is, as the name says, lucky and gets away. Finally, Forrest bringing up more infantry, but his situation is starting to deteriorate. He has lost a bit of ground here, and the other still has the eastern side here. Half-track, of course, needs to be careful. It has done a lot of damage, but it's also suffered a lot of damage. And one mistake here, one errant twitch, could result in the detonation of the half-track. Troops on the western side take advantage of Forrest's heavy push into the other side to outmaneuver him there. Good play by Lucky. 2 thumbs up. Bring up mortar that way, put pressure on the fascist machine gun nests and anti-tank weapons. Punch are going to be advancing with the second squad out. We certainly see a more decent infantry complement, and they really should bring up to 3 infantry squads. That's the usual recommended minimum from the master of propaganda himself. Minister of Tactics. Lord of War. Defender of Fluffy Cats. Punching against the conscripts there. Take up almost done there for Fortress. Constantly getting the Panzer Grenadier with their mercenary guard rifles. Going back to the western fuel pump. We got fuel fact being dropped in there for Lucky. Allied supply drops there providing precious resources. In fact, the Soviets received a lot of aid from the Americans. Not so much directly weapons as mostly just raw resources and logistical equipment like trucks, trains, railway tracks. Food was also in fact a big element. There was just lots of fuel. On the end, they did receive some tanks. For example, they used a bunch of Shermans, but on that, for a lot of weapons, the Soviets had to just disregard. Like, for example, Thompsons and bazookas were generally found to be not very interesting for the Soviets. They just didn't use them, really. Machine gun end up flirt again by the half-tier. Just really aggressive, fluid play here by Lucky and his half-tier. They're just tearing into Forrest's sides and exposed positions. Just needling away there like a very insistent mother-in-law. Season centre fix point there with MD42 installed here from Forrest. Mortar there, pounding through the roof of the machine gun position, forcing Forrest to abandon post. After there, ace level now, 10 kills. It's only been out there for a brief while, but again, it's really already had a serious impact there on Forrest. Like, the only thing that could derail it now is somehow hit that telemine, at which point that would not be so lucky for Lucky. So Pomacro up here, probably have to consider rushing on Ostwind right now versus Lucky, and well, there you go. Lucky's luck ran out. He hit the one telemine Forrest had laid down. The one telemine. And blew up his half-track. That's a great big relief there for Forrest. A great big relief, I'm sure he's sort of thinking. I mean, obviously Lucky's still in a strong position, but with his half-track in flames, he's certainly lost one of his strongest assets in just controlling Forrest's movements and pushing him back. Plus, of course, just exploiting any weakness, openings, any gaps in his defenses. So it will slow down Lucky here and might just give Forrest more time to breathe. And again, were to push out Ostwind, it could certainly also prove a bit awkward. I mean, versus the Ostwind, the half-track obviously wouldn't have done much, but he could still like used elsewhere in the Ostwind. But now, when the Ostwind hits, Lucky's actually going to be in a bit of a problem because he has actually 9 anti-tank guns he wasn't anticipating. We've also got a disc machine gun up there as well. Very good. Moving for the western fuel pump. Ostwind flag punch away to for 4S and the 7th Panzer Division, consequently the eastern side. Lucky's getting a lot of fuel here. A lot of fuel. And he still hasn't picked this up. He's probably going to go for the mechanized armor company. He will likely need a field gun out in the meanwhile because otherwise the Ostwind is going to do unpleasant things to him. Very unpleasant things. Punching there with the Gibraltar on the conscripts. Blasting them off there and sending them running. Pioneers right here with the conscripts. Ostwind flak panzer almost done here. Soon Lucky will be exclaiming a lot of "Sikabliats" in a row once the flak panzer hits him. Possibly, at least. Depends, of course, on how Forrest handles it. But if he handles it well, there will be a lot of Sikabliats. A lot of them. There you go. The flak panzer for Ostwind. Ready to tear through the Soviet lines. Possibly. And there you go, tank into the conscript, a tank grenade off there. Not enough to stop the might of the Ostwind. Conscript casualties are already on the rise. Half the unit gone in the blink of an eye. Max machine gun there on the retreat. There's a flak panzer just barrels through. Like a bull in a china shop, except this one shoots 37mm flak rounds. And unfortunately, Lucky though, I think failed to lay down any mines to actually at most of the map here, so Forrest's Ostwind can just breeze right through Lucky's lines. Straight into an anti-tank unit number 2, though. That does give Lucky a bit of time. These also bring up the M4C Sherman, the Emcher here, which is a fun fact, was actually handed out to most guards mechanized corps. In fact, they take out T-3045s to replace them with M4C Shermans in the guards mechanized corps, certainly highlighting that while they sort of officially may not have fought much with the Sherman, apparently when it really came down to it, they actually preferred to go their own T-34s. Because you're not going to give your best units a tank you consider subpar to your own tanks. So, little fun fact there, and they received roughly 2,000 of the ones with the 76mm gun and 2,000 ones with the 75mm gun. Panzers they've been suppressed with M4-2 though. Need to retreat those before they get wiped. Would be a bit of a shame for Fordes. Flag Panzer there to the right scene. M4C Sherman almost done there for Lucky. Got the disc opening at the Pioneers tank through them with 50 caliber rounds. Osman suffers another damaged engine. He's got the pack, at least one pack nearby to maybe support him. There you go. M4C Sherman out. You haven't seen that in some time from the Soviets. All the way good to go. Has access to HVAC rounds and regular armor piercing rounds. The HVAC ones have better penetration accuracy, but they do fire more slowly and aren't quite as great as infantry. But there you go, moves up, shoots the Ostwind. Can of course also at the disc end. It also get access to the smoke screen ability, so it's quite a solid tool there for the Soviets. Ostwind survives. It's Fordes' time to be Lucky, and the Sherman there falls back. Could have smoked, maybe rushed it, but Lucky decided not to press his luck any further. Counters the punch in the left flank. Still no sign of a field gun there from Lucky. We got a Bal de Ladnum on the counters once more, forcing them back. Quickly dodge though. I'm going to get that Sherman fixed up. We got another disc out here for Lucky. You could also consider another mortar to deal with all the support weapons. I don't think that'd be a bad idea, just more infantry. But you know, more machine guns can work out. But I think 3 machine guns is already pushing a bit. We'll have to see. Fixing up the Flak Panzer here. He could also go for a fuel caster system with more Shermans. I mean, if he could just get enough Shermans, he could pretty much just steamroll Forres. I mean, the M4C Sherman is pretty damn cheap for what he does. I mean, it's basically slightly more expensive than the Wehrmacht Panzer IV, but has a lot more utility. I think a bit better armor, at least roughly on the same level of armor, but much better penetration, of course, many more abilities. So, definitely not something to be taken lightly. In particular, in large numbers. I do remember before they changed it when, like, Adventure Fleet could basically fire, like, 2 shots per minute. Actually, faster than that. Well, it had a really high rate of fire. They just allowed it to, per second, 1 shot per, like, 2 seconds. It basically, like, was an autoloader tank, at which point it could just tear through armor and infantry with ease. In particular, had, like, a pair of them. Most things would not stand a chance. Also moving westwards though, we got Constant moving up here, backed up with the Sherman tank. Flak Panzer counter-attacking, of course, need to be careful. Sherman is about. He's bringing up the Pack Fortress though to assist, so that's a good move there. Sherman's going to move straight to line of fire. The Pack Fortress there, the Panzer up Canone. And there you go, Sherman could be in trouble. He doesn't have ammunition for the smoke either. Quickly backs up behind the ship, but has suffered damage here from the Flak Panzer as well. Flak Panzer with 6 kills, veterans 1. East side here, Fortress making good progress, outmaneuvering Lucky's position, but did get stopped here briefly by the Disco machine gun. Sherman being fixed up. Flak Panzer trying to get to safety. There we got the Cruncher charging ahead. It's going to be a close one here. Can he get the Flak Panzer to safety or can he not? He doesn't have the munitions though. Lucky spent his munitions on the hoorah without considering he had the munitions to pop the grenade. He didn't. Sherman moving ahead. Lucky's going to risk it all here to try and take out the Ostwind. That is really risky. Main gun gets knocked out. Oh, Lucky. That was not lucky. That was not lucky. He really put in anything to put that Ostwind out of commission. And the Sherman, whew, that was a close one. Barely gets behind the building. Flak Panzer there, taking to the conscripts. 8 kills. Lucky goes for it. Gonna try and pop the anti-tank grenade. Oh! Gets it, but now the Ostwind has been repaired sufficiently and the conscript squad goes down. That was intense. Had he gotten the Ostwind, that could have probably been it for Fordes. Instead, he managed to pull through with it. Going for a Panther 5 versus multiple Shermans, that could be a bit risky. Shooting might be bad temperatures since he just lost both of his Pack Fortress, so he can recruit them. Still, meanwhile, Fordes' right flank is barely being held here. He's got 1 machine on the far right flank. In fact, it is his remaining machine gun, at least one that's manned. So the situation here for Fordes is still tight. He is barely holding on as Lucky is flexing his Soviet industrial might, and with assistance, of course, of the Americans. We got a second Sherman on the way there for Lucky and the Red Army. Hey, machine gun moving about. The mortar decrewed. Should probably crew that one and turn it against Fortress. Put more pressure on the support weapons. Fortress still would benefit from some more infantry here. At least it's 2 Panzer Grenadier squads and not 2 conscripts. Flak Panzer moving about. He's 17 kills already. Close 22. Machine gun airball. He needs to be recruited there, I think. Swiftly. Panzer moving up then into tank grenade. Not going to stop the Flak Panzer. Panzer moving up. He's going to hit hard on the right flank to try and prevent Lucky from getting back his eastern fuel point. Second Sherman almost done. First one still being repaired. Might want to bring up one engineer to assist with the repairs here, to be honest, for Lucky. Armoured assault in these continues. Going straight for the fuel point there. Panzer 4 leads the way. Flak Panzer supports afterwards. Got the disco moving up. Not entirely sure what's happening to do to the tanks with that, but that's not going to work out. And there you go. Flak Panzer gains veterancy to 18 kills. Back here, troops reinforcing for Fortress, for Deutschland. Sherman sending out there for Lucky. Both packs been recruited. And there goes Sherman, shoots, misses. Flak Panzer hammers away there at the Sherman. Panzer will take right in from the Sherman tank. Second shot goes off the map. We got the pack forces quickly blocking off in a pursuit. Then he quickly backs out of there. Very good move there by Lucky. Swift response. Need to get the Shermans away there from now. Try and just hit hard in the centre west, since that's currently where Fortress has nothing. So you could quickly try and outmaneuver there. We got another heavy machine gun team on the way there for Lucky. Might want to consider more infantry, particularly with the increase in packs. Also, recruiting that mortar. In fact, 2 mortars could also be a very good idea there for Lucky, or, fuel cache again to assist in just building up numbers of Shermans. We've got 2 of them now. We got a third Panzer on the way for Fortress. 2 down to that, bring up to the solid 3 squad minimum. Meanwhile, Fortress is getting control of the map here. He's managed to weather the worst of the storm, it seems like. He now has a much more solid force here versus Lucky. He has armor, he has infantry, he has support weapons. And in terms of victory points, not too far behind either, though he is nonetheless behind Lucky. Lucky really should bring up on units. In fact, he probably should prioritise the second engineer squad over that Dishka, since again, he really should want to prioritise his getting those tanks back in action as fast as possible. Like, the more he can just pressure Fortress with them, the better for him. Instead, now they're just going to be all like off the field for so many minutes at a time, and that, of course, is just great for Fortress, who has 2 pioneer squads to always just get to work. So, whereas comparatively downtime for Fortress and the tanks is much lower, Lucky's, it's going to be again off the field for some time. So, for this, Fortress also has another way to maybe slightly edge ahead of his opponent. Still a machine gun, but no theft here in front of the German army. Fortress deploys his anti-theft device, also known as the bundle grenade, and quickly clears out those socialist thieves. Germany suffers a volley of armor-piercing rounds that almost combust the Sherman. Panzer they sneak up on the right flank, though, only to get spotted. Mortar crew, but there you go, another bundle grenade attempt. Panzer's well up to get wiped out. Don't do it, Fortress, Scheiße. Close one there, Panzer rolling in, trying to go for that Sherman. Now it's Fortress time to try and dive in and take out that tank. Catches the mortar, could wipe it out again. 19 kills to the Flak Panzer. The Panther 4 continues in pursuit of the Sherman tank. Constantly in the way here. Second Sherman is rushing in as well here. There we go. Flanks the Panther 4. Fortress may have pushed his luck. No, the Sherman missed the conscripts. Can they get close enough to get off the anti-tank? The mortar gets wiped again. Sherman gaining veterancy to increased rate of fire, increased accuracy. Definitely a problem there for the Panther 4 shot. Fortunately for Fortress, bounced off the arm. We got the Stug on the way to the Sturmgeschütz 3. Ausführung. Right now, both of Lucky's tanks are heavily damaged. Still surprised we also haven't seen any field guns. I mean, there's certainly a lot of things that Lucky could keep going for rather than keep going for all these discos. Like, they're not bad at all, but I still feel like he probably should be looking into other things. In particular, seeing like Fortress bring in more and more armor. That other disco again just felt a bit weird. Anyways, fix up the Sherman here. Both Shermans need repairs. He's still not bringing up more engineers. He's still trying to do this on the cheap. Panzer they're going for the carve point. Fortress, of course, meanwhile, is sparing no expenditures towards the fixing of his armor. He values proper panzer maintenance. Sturmgeschütz 3 done there for Fortress and the 7th Panzer Division, the Ghost Division. Should add the Painman machine to it, and may also consider laying down some mines to slow down any advances from Lucky. He didn't go for a half-tech to lay down Regal mines. That'd be extra cheeky. got 231 to 356. Lucky still has the victory point lead. He certainly still has a nice amount of armor. He can soon go for more tanks, but his force composition definitely, I think, needs to at least consider bringing in one field. In fact, I'm getting surprised he's not doing it, but also just more engineers so he can fix up his tanks faster, because again, the downtime his Shermans are consistently suffering from is a bit much. And again, meanwhile, Forwards is just going to be able to bring in his Panzer IV very swiftly, and then it's going to, like, it wasn't even damaged much more swiftly. As you can see there, it's almost done already. In fact, it's both Pioneer Squads are getting to work on it. Again, the repair speed is much faster than just having one Engineer Squad do the work. So really, for Lucky, should consider another one. There goes Sherman finally combusts. Should be more cautious around the armor. Again, he should know the packs are there. So again, heavy damage getting inflicted. And got the Stu there charging in. Good hit there from the Sherman. Good hits there again. Stu down to less than half health. Need to be careful about this. Lucky needs to, I think, consider more on the flanks rather than just charging straight at Forwards here. And again, with this strong cluster of anti-tank weapons, he can quickly bust open any of Lucky's Shermans and leave them considerably less Lucky Shermans. Got a field going away there for Lucky finally. Again, a bit surprised it took him so long then, when considering again he just times more manpower floating, and it doesn't seem to be biting him a bit in the Pisiria now. Duke there takes it from the Sherman, close to Veteran 3. Back here, troops are reinforcing. Cisgun almost done. Just on the right hand side, constantly ahead here, pushing back the Panther 4. Half 8 to Veteran 2. Moving at the west side with the conscripts. Fixing up the Sherman. Holding up around the centre. Field gun moving up. Going to try and engage that Panzer Campaign Fury to the half 8 of Veteran 2. Stu close to Veteran 1. The Osman is half 8 of Veteran 3 in the ace level. Another Panther 4 there for him, and there you go. Absolutely punishing shot here on the Panther 4. Down it goes. A nice counter strike there for Lucky. Knocking out one of Forrest's tanks. Giving himself some breathing space. Also finally getting a bit more manoeuvring on the flanks. Very good. Sherman there gaining ace level. There you go. Packs on the move again. He definitely needs to consider some countermeasures for those packs, because they are quickly tearing through his Shermans there at a pace I'm sure Lucky is not entirely keen on. Particularly again when he's only got one Engineer Squad, which again means much slower repair speeds. Osman going to the MG42 with violence and without mercy. It's already a fire there threatening to snap out the machine gun crew at any moment. There you go, Veteran 3 gain. But there goes his 3 gun arriving. There's some hits in the Osprey, ground the Western Victory Point. We got 231 to 245. Fortis is really starting to catch up here with the Lucky Eastern Point being seized. He's also lost a Panther with his squad down the road. He's using the conscript to assist the repairs, and that will definitely do the job somewhat. But at the same time, isn't just, quite sufficient. He also has to go for more tanks. He may just want to consider going for a tank. Just right there, go conscript going down the Osprey, and the Panther, of course, proving to be in the middle of force there. We got 32 kills. 231 to 231. Stu gaining the Pinlock machine gun, very good. Black Panther very close to the ace level. Ace Sherman heading to cap, they go good at the machine gun, though still need to be careful about those packs and the Stu. Need to get that Sherman out of there, would be a big blow hit to Lucky to lose it. Oh, close one there. Panther 4 charging through the throngs of infantry, going for that Sherman. A bold maneuver here. Aggressive again by Forrest. He's going to make the down there. Gosman charging in there, close to the ace level. Panther 4's engine is out, and he gets the Sherman. A staggering blow here to Lucky, who finds his northern front all of a sudden in a dire spot. And there go the Flak Panzer. Eviscerates the field gun crew, leaving Lucky now decidedly unlucky. And there you go, the field gun crew gets finished off here. 36 on the kills on the Flak Panzer. HD5 tanks still here for Lucky. Forward is his armor, has seen some damage, has seen combat, and there you go, machine gun trying to flank instead gets punished. You got 231 to 97 destroying the field gun there. Flak Panzer about to hit Veteran 3, and can it get there? 39 kills, inches away. Down it goes, 40, but still not ace level. Lucky situation is now a bit more desperate. And again, we can sort of see the issue with all the machine guns. Again, the issue was, like, you know, 4S wasn't that infantry heavy. I mean, sure, you had some elite infantry, but I don't think it warranted bringing out 3 heavy machine guns to, like, deal with, you know, 2 to 3 Panzer Grenadier squads. So in that regard, you end up spending manpower on things that were considerably necessary and then preparing for armor. And there you go. Ace level flak panzer. A marvel of technology, an engine of destruction. Got the H5 moving in. He needs to cover that flak panzer for us. There you go. Damn it, engine. His hubris has brought down his Ostwind. Slip of health there left. Just hit the ace level. He didn't just toss away. It's actually an interesting phenomenon. Like, when a lot of players like hit a certain amount of veteran from the units, they suddenly get a lot more careless with them. And just end up throwing them away a lot of the time. So, big blow there to 4S. He's going for the issue 5, but he could risk losing the Stug as well, which would, of course, be pretty bad as well. That would certainly be a nice gap here for Lucky to try and turn the game around. There you go. The Stug is also incinerated. He's down to just a Panzer IV now. Of course, Lucky doesn't have a lot of tanks. He's also shot on infantry. He could still crew the mortars, though. But there's also machine gun there still. That was a brutal mistake there by 4S. And he got backhand slapped into World War I here by Lucky. He was quickly seizing up the victory points. He's also now got 4 machine guns. Nice, but, you know, he still needs armor. He still needs infantry. And he really would benefit from mortar. Oh, he's got 2 machine points on the control there. He needs to get the fuel under control. He's trying first to cut off the eastern fuel point there from Fortis. Very good. Fortis is going for another Panzer IV. Another Panzerkampfwagen 4. Fixing up the H5 tank destroyer. In the west, we've got the Panzer. There's the disc heavy machine gun in the centre. Oh, we've got Panzer the Moon squatting in there. Panzer IV, they're being repaired again with 2 Pioneer squads. Repairs are happening at a relatively solid pace there for 4S. Lucky, though, of course, is not losing any time here. Just going to grab points. We've got S-Mod go off in the centre victory point. Killing numerous machine gunners there. Second Panzer IV was starting to join him in the first one here in service of Deutschland. H5 tank destroyer there. Finally good to go for Lucky. Short munitions for more fuel drops. Grab the eastern point there. Grab the western one. Uses his machine guns. In fact, he's now got twice as many machine guns. He's got infantry squads. And there you go. Second Panzer IV right here for 4S and for Deutschland. We've got 270 to 152. Need to be careful, of course, for that H5 tank destroyer. Is a threatening menace here to his arm. There you go. Comes getting close enough to get off an anti-tank grenade. Really bad spotty for the Panzer IV as well. 4S, he could try the smoke bombs here to that way cover it off. S1's going with the conscripts. He's going to try and spot it for the H5. There you go. Shoots, misses, hits the ground. Panzer charging forwards here. Machine gun crew wiped out. Bit of a blow. Then we got the Panzer IV trying to outmaneuver the H5, catching Lucky in a very unlucky spot. And now 4S is bringing up a howitzer as well. The Leichter Feldhaubitz 18. Panzer IV trying to catch, but there you go. It's at the same time acting as a distraction to keep the other Panzer IV safe from the H5. There you go, down to half health. Panzer going to be advancing here. Half H of HC2. H5 going for the second Panzer IV. Aggressively and boldly. 4S could stand to use some munitions in a few miles. And there you go. Almost got it. HC2, they gain the HC5 tanks as Union's focus sight. There we go. But now we've got Pack 40 pursuing. Both, in fact, going forward. We could see the HC5 possibly going down with a bit of bad luck for Lucky. Now he survives. That was an incredibly close shot, though. That was very close. Ace Pun's going to be here defending the centre victory point with their lives. Need to fix up the H5 tank star here. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. Back at base, nothing further going on there for Ford except healing reinforcements. Managed to crew a Disco machine gun here with this Panzer Grenadier. And the howitzers are now ready to unleash hell from a respectably safe distance. There you go. Assault here on the victory point is thwarted by 4S's ambush Panzer Grenadiers, unleashing an ambush which the Conscripts barely survived. There you go. Another empty on the way here for Lucky. Panzer going to need to retreat. Panzer IV half-elf going in. Clearly confident they shot under a problem. Was clearly a bit wrong on that one. And that HC5's had a good chance taking out the Panzer IV. There you go. Another armoured loss there for 4S and Deutschland down to just 1. There's still hope here for Lucky. There is still hope. Though it's certainly looking a bit bleak. Artillery firing down into the base. Basically hoping to get Lucky. Rather just hope we actually hit what he knows where it is. We'll have to see if 4S does indeed have any fortune here versus Lucky, or most of his shots go way off the mark. Pioneers the harder work fixing up the Panther 4. So far nothing on the howitzer there. HE5 almost good to go. Sherman they're arriving. So far the howitzer is mostly kicking up dirt and scratching the buildings. Concentrating to the MD-42 on the west side. At least, yeah, the heavy machine gun then up with ambush tactics active. Very good. Sherman though will clear out the machine gun swiftly, and Forrest's response is swift. Eastern point thereby being ignored. I suppose that's lucky for lucky. Sherman though encountering less lucky with the double packs. Again, this is where the mortar would be nice to quickly smoke out the areas where the mortars are operating to at least silence them. 10 kills in the Panzerkampfwagen 4. We got the machine gun moving ahead here. HE5 moving out again, halfway to the ace level roughly. Got the western point, HE5 moving in. Good hit down the Panther 4. Can go for another one now. Another hit, packs moving up again. Push for the eastern point here with Pioneers and other Pioneer squad trying to flank about here. If he had the munitions, he could call in a Stuka bombing strike. He's actually very close to being able to do it. Of course, the question is he wants to do it, but it wouldn't be like an entirely bad idea, I guess. Punch in the round, looks like you won't need it. The machines to be see with the Pioneers, and there you go. Flanked, outmaneuvered, and wiped. 40 kills on those Panzer Grenadiers. Cream up the crop, rising to the top indeed. Few S-Mites to the left there. Conscript stepping off. They're taking only minor scratches from that one. Another field gun there on the way for Lucky and the Red Army as the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps launches another increasingly exhausted assault here on the centre victory point. Eastern side there being gobbled up by Forrest. And the 7th Panzer Division machine gun there crewed by Panzer Grenadier being quickly set up there behind the wreckage of the Panther 4 in ambush mode. And we got a sugar lighter for Forrest. Oh, goes for another Panther 4. Sherman rushing eastwards. 177 versus 112. Straight to the MB-42, the Sherman charging ahead there. Machine gun setting up here, and where's the light cover? Apparently that little bit of crater was apparently enough to heighten the entire machine gun, at least briefly. Quite impressive. Clearing out the S-Ones there with the Sherman. Panther 4 halfway done, constantly being suppressed. Pushing forwards for Deutschland, we got 174 on 12. There you go, Sherman and 5 from the Pack 40s again. Even target weak point here, but too slow for Forrest to take it out. Shame about that mortar. Got Telephone raining down here, probably in the gem of the Soviet machine gun positions. Looks like it. Shot went a bit too far. Found on top of the Pack 40s. Immediately suffering heavy hits there. Howitzer shot once more goes too far. Looks like he's actually trying to bombard this area rather than the machine gun, I guess. Or is he? Hard to say. Ground the western point. Eastern one reclaimed here by Lucky and the Red Army. Panzer's machine gun being pushed back in the center by the divisional field guns. High explosive shells raining down death from above. Howitzer's yet to land a single kill. Not really an impressive investment so far for Forrest in that department. 163 versus 112. We got the Panther to assist the Panzer Grenadier. A machine gun crew furiously and feverishly firing at the advancing Panzer and its attendant infantry, but it is just not enough, and the crew despondently has to retreat in the face of the German assault. Panzers engaging in the east. We got the columns there being slowly cut to ribbons by the Panzer Grenadier. The Panther moving up as well. They're swiftly engaging and knocking out the life there of poor Dmitry Lov. And there Gom's getting wiped here. 42 kills, 43, and down they go. H5 charging up. There you go. Straight into an ambush. Both packs ready. 2nd Panther, there you go. Lucky H5 has finally run out of luck. It is down for the count, even just for the Sherman. And the increasingly decreasing infantry count. He's only just one infantry squad. A bunch of machine guns and a field gun. And he's struggling here to make any presence. There you go. Lucky pulls back. The 2nd Guard Mechanized Corps assault has failed on the positions held here by the 7th Panzer Division. A brutal battle here, looking rough there for Forrest in the start. And Lucky again, I feel like made a few mistakes in force composition. He shouldn't have gone for that many machine guns. Should have gone for field guns and, well, engineers faster. Or at least gone for fuel caches. And probably also flanked more with his tanks. There are definitely some issues there with usage of abilities as well. But anyway, an interesting fight there. Nice usage of doctrine there from both sides. So definitely some of the rare ones. That's just nice in itself. And it's great to see the MTish they're also being utilised. But also Forrest certainly had some good moves. And their Panthers also, I think, proved crucial in the long run. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Burlington. Cheers. Thanks for watching. You're all one floor, and subscribe to me again for the next episode. Bye.